If you're getting ready to put your house on the market for sale and you think you need to spend a lot of money to hire a professional stager, it's not true. I'm going to give you 15 low cost or no cost tips and tricks to stage your house so that you get more money in the sale. And the way you do that is by making your house look bigger and in better condition than it really is. So let's start with the kitchen, which is what I call the money room because it's the most expensive to remodel, of course. And here are some tricks, if it's not a modern kitchen, to sort of give it a facelift. The first one is obvious, paint. Obviously that makes the kitchen, it transforms any room. But if you have a few $100s or even up to $1,000 to spend, you can replace the pulls on the cabinets. That's very, very powerful. You could replace the faucet into something a little fancier and more up to date. Another trick is to have the grout in the floor tile professionally steam cleaned. It makes the floor look like it's brand new. And if the counters are sort of dull, you can put a high glass sealer on them and they'll look better, much better. While we're on the subject of kitchens, by the way, when a buyer walks through a kitchen, other than looking at the appliances, they're looking at prep space, meaning how much counter space is there. So you want to remove as much as you can from the kitchen counters. Leave behind a couple of things that are either brand new or look expensive or nice, like a nice cake mixer, maybe a stainless steel coffee maker. So those are the counters. Let's move into the living room. One of the things that stagers like to do is put art up on the walls. And you might not have, nice statement piece of art, and it's expensive. So what you can do in place of that is to put up a mirror. And that, by the way, works for an entry hall too. So it sort of gives a focal point, and sort of bonus is that it makes the room look bigger. A mirror makes any room look bigger. The other thing about the living room, and a lot of rooms actually, is to remove some furniture. That might sound kind of counterintuitive, but most of us live our lives in a house that is full and comfortable, and we've got a chair here, a chair there, an ottoman, magazine racks, standing bookcase, that sort of thing. When a buyer walks through, they want to feel like the house is bigger, and if there's too much furniture, it actually shrinks the house. So if you can, remove some of the furniture that is not really necessary or might be blocking any walkways. Another tip or trick I learned from a photographer is the way you place the furniture. So most of us put furniture on right angles or a couch right up against a wall. A trick is turn a certain couple of key pieces on an angle, and that makes the floor space around the furniture look bigger. Next, let's move into the dining room. The dining room table. My tip here is to remove a leaf. A lot of sellers are tempted to have the table have all the leaves in it and be as expanded as it possibly can to say, look how many people we can seat in the dining room. But that shrinks the dining room. Buyers know that they can add a leaf, they can envision how many people they can get around a table and if the table can be expanded. So you want to have a table not extended to its full length so that buyers can walk around the perimeter of the dining room and they don't have to squeeze between the table and the window. Next, let's move to the bedrooms, I should say. The focal point of bedrooms, whether you're showing it in person or even in the real estate photos, is the bed. If you do not have a nice, pretty, dramatic headboard, number one, you can buy one on Amazon for even under $100. But if that's not in the budget, you want to sort of bring the eye up to the head of the bed. And what you do is you take bath towels and you roll them up like bolster pillows, roll them up like in a cylinder, and put them behind the pillows. So it sort of creates the effect of a headboard. And you don't have to go out and buy brand new, colorful bedspreads for every single bed. If you have just white coverlets, you could just make it simple with white, and then in each bedroom, add a splash of color with a throw pillow or a throw at the end of the bed. You put a little vase of silk flowers on the side table, and you're good to go for the bedroom. Another tip, if you happen to have high ceilings, a great idea is to put in the corner either a really tall plant or a planter with a vase on top of it to sort of bring the eye up and leverage the fact that you've got these high ceilings. So next, I want to move outdoors. If the exterior of your home feels like it's a little lacking with charm, there's some inexpensive ways to sort of up that. And one of them is to add a flourish, like a wrought iron eagle over the garage door or over the front door. A weather vane is always a plus if the style works. And also if the style works, putting flower boxes on a couple of windows, it adds great drama, and it's really sweet. The next one of my favorites, is if you have a statement tree on your front lawn. What I like to do is you take a bunch of medium-sized rocks and put them in a circle around the base of the trunk, about 1 foot, foot and a half, 2 feet out from the tree, depending on how big the tree is, and fill in that space with a rich colored mulch. It just looks so nice from the street, and when you pull up, it says drama, and if the tree is pretty, it really emphasizes that and draws you to that. So that's a nice one. Let's talk about decks and patios. The best case scenario, if you can afford it, is to replace the cushions with brand new ones. That's always a good thing. But if that's not in the budget, at least do something, put something out there that draws the eye out. When a buyer's walking through your house and is standing in whatever room the patio or deck is attached to, something that draws their eye out, something colorful, big flower arrangement or a piece of art or something colorful that makes it it makes the house feel bigger, like it's like another room that they can use. So I would do that. As far as outside, about 3 weeks before you put it on the market, I would fertilize. That gives the grass time to turn nice and green, or 3 weeks before you're going to photograph. And then also mulch the shrubs. I would do that no more than a week out, not the day before, because mulch tends to have sometimes an odor to it, and it can also attract bees. So I wouldn't do that the day before you put it on the market, but maybe 4 to 7 days before you put it on the market. You also don't want the color to fade too much. Next, let's talk about basements, attics, and garages. By this point, you might be exhausted, running out of energy, and you just don't have time to clean out a basement, attic, or garage. What you might want to invest in are some plastic or rubber bins, and just take everything out there and throw it in there, and then line up the bins in a nice, row. Not only does it help the buyer to see the space, because they do care about that space, but also when you get an offer and there's an inspection, the inspector needs to be able to see where the floor meets the wall, and to make sure everything is copacetic. And if they can't see that, you might get penalized. They might have to come back, and they might say, we can't do the inspection, we can't see anything, and it's so overstuffed. You're going to be hopefully moving anyway, so you could just take those bins with you to the next location. The next thing, which is pretty obvious to a lot of people, is taking down that wall of family photos. It's okay to have a picture here, a picture there, that's fine, but when you have an entire wall of family photos, and I've seen it a million times with my buyers, they get stuck on that wall looking at your pictures, and their attention is off the house, or certainly off the room that the pictures are in. So I would take down that wall of photos. If this was valuable to you, definitely check out my video on what renovations and upgrades to make to your house before you put it on the market. And I'll see you next time.